Hi, Kyle Barton here with K Barton Tools, and I'm demonstrating the boring jig by drilling out a complete seat blank. So we're starting off here with the leg holes, and I've already set the angle, and I'm clamping the jig down. We'll shortly be drilling this out with a 5/8 inch brad point bit. Now this video is at 2x speed, so it's going just a little faster than normal. But here we are. Now I am using a technique that prevents blowout on the back side, and that technique's basically just setting your chuck on your drill at a low setting. Here I have it set at a number 2 on the chuck on this poplar, and in fact on I believe this hole had some issues with this poplar being a little bit tougher, so I think on this hole it stops on me a couple of times. I have to bump the clutch setting up a couple of notches, but this technique works really well. It gets you little to no blowout on the back side of the hole, so it's a valuable technique. And shortly, I think when I was moving the seat blank around to drill out the other holes, I must have done something with the tripod, because I started taking photos or shooting video of the ceiling. So luckily I caught that before I moved on to drill out the spindle deck. So you'll see that in all its glory here. And here we are, drilling out the spindle deck. I have about 9 holes, 9 spindle mortises to drill out here. So you can see here how adaptable this jig is to being clamped. It's right there on the edge of the chair seat, and it's no problem to clamp this into place. And that's one of the great things about this jig. Is not only is it simple and easy to use, it's very secure to use. You have this thing clamped down, it's not going anywhere, and the only thing you have to worry about is getting your drill bit up to speed and plunging in to the seat blank. And as you can see, it's a lot of rinse and repeat here, but the jig is very accurate, and it's very easy to use and very quick to use. But the accuracy is what really impresses me. So here we are again, setting up for the other hole. Simply secure the jig into place with a couple of clamps, and we're ready to go. So this entire sequence of drilling out the 4 leg holes in the 9 spindle mortises took me about 20 minutes, and that's with me filming it. Probably if I wasn't filming it, I could have done it a little quicker than that. But even so, I'm under 2 minutes per mortise hole, so that is quite an improvement from using the standard technique I was using, which is, you know, the bevel gauge and mirrors and squares. It's a great technique. It worked really well for me, but it is a little time consuming, and you don't have quite the security as you do with this jig. With it all clamped into place, it's just easy to use, and you know you're drilling angle at the right you're drilling the hole at the right angle, should I say. Now after I finish drilling all of these spindle holes, the video will move to me actually putting some dummy spindles and a dummy leg into the mortises I've drilled, and putting a bevel gauge on there just to show you how accurate this jig actually is. And that's one of the things that really pleases me, is the accuracy, as I've said. And if you are interested in this jig, please visit my Etsy page. That's on Etsy, it's K Barton Tools. Or you can also, if you follow me on Instagram at barton.kyle, you can go to my profile page, and you can visit my store there and see the boring jig, as well as my stretcher jig too. If you haven't seen that, I recommend you looking at that. That's really a game changer in drilling stretchers in your legs. So anyway, so here we are, moving on to the next one, and I'll go ahead and be quiet. Like I said, once all of these spindle mortises are drilled out, then we'll move on to letting you see just how accurate this jig is. So thanks again for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, so how accurate is it? Well, as you can see, I got this bevel gauge set right on this 5/8 inch dowel sticking out of the leg hole. And this is supposed to be at 16.5. So if we take it over to our block and we put it right there at 16.5, that's right on the line. And just to show you, move this over to here, and it's our second one we drilled, and you can see that is right on.
the line.
Once again, how do we do? Just showing you the accuracy of this jig. So I have the half-inch shaft in one of the holes I drilled, and this is supposed to be at 11.5 degrees. So I've simply taken the bevel square and locked it in the shaft, and let's compare it here to, let's see here, we got 10, 11 and a half. So as hopefully you can see, it is right on the line, perfectly dead accurate. So that just goes to show you how accurate this jig is, and the setup block angle gauge.